All right. Today is February 21st, 2023. Um, I re-emailed the police and the FBI. Thinking about that one guy that I talked to. That said he knew somebody who knew somebody who dealt drugs and that this whole thing's a drug scam, that agent owed these drug dealers money. And that's why all this happened. Okay. He said, I also have a friend on the police force. I've been talking to him about this. He said they know about, they're keeping a lot of this quiet. They know about that part in Texas. I said, they know about the Kingsman's group. He said, I forget what he said, okay? We were talking about the Kingsman's group. I said the big 350-pound men from Kingsman. They said they were Kingsmen. They said they work for that agent, okay? And I said they called me a dumbass, an idiot, show up and mock me, look like sumo wrestlers, okay? They drove cars with plates from Texas, called themselves Kingsmen. Okay. I worked at CSE Bank in 19 and 20, okay? This one guy kept coming in and he was talking to me, talking about God, da 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 da. Well, my mom got really sick and she's elderly and she had to have emergency surgery. He come in and he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know if my mom's going to make it. He's like, do you want to just talk after work and we'll just go get something to eat? And I said, that would be nice. I just didn't want to go home alone. So we sat and had dinner and he was rude several times, okay? I ended up telling him off and he apologized, okay? And I thought, he apologized, okay? Well, I found out my attorney did not file what little settlement I was supposed to get from my divorce, that he didn't file the paperwork. And he's like, well, meet me at Wendy's, and this is July 6th of 2020, okay? Meet me at Wendy's and we'll talk. Well, we got there. He's like, let's just go down to the park and talk, okay? So we went down and there's picnic benches, sitting down talking. There's a group of men, all different ages. None of this is funny, and running by. There's a guy sitting behind us running his mouth, okay? This cutest little couple, teenagers, come into the park, and she's dressed up in a little dress and little flats or little sandals, and he's dressed nice, and they sit down and have a Bible study. And I thought, how sweet. Of all things to be doing in a park, they're having teenagers having a Bible study, okay? There's a group of apostolic people in there. And their kids keep running down and looking. And I thought, this is a setup. Okay? And he said, well, I'm a Kingsman. I said, what is a Kingsman? He said, it's a religious group out of Texas. He's from Florida. And he was a Kingsman. Well, he walked me in the car. Now he was even like, if you want, you can go up to that courthouse. I'll go with you. It's like, nobody needs to be seen around me in Ravenna. I am a big girl. I can handle my own problems. I thought, dear God, somebody could show up and kill everybody, And he walks, that's what I was thinking. I didn't tell him, but that's what I was thinking. And he walks me in the car, and then right out of the blue, he gives me a peck. I looked at him, I said, ew, I am not interested in a loving relationship with you. My ex beat me. He's like, oh, I've had hot friends before, and da-da-da-da-da, don't matter. And the next day, he told me he'd leave me alone. See, the whole thing was set up. The apostolics running down, looking at me. My ex-husband told people that I ran off with another man. If they were going to hurt my pride, they could at least find me a hot guy. Because the only thing it did is make me mad, realizing that was a cheap stunt. And one of those race cars were sitting down there watching. It was a cheap stunt. But yeah, the part of the gentleman's club from Florida, there was also Kingsmen from Florida. It's a religious group that's wrapped up in this. And there's 300-pound men, and these are prostitutes. All these good-looking men that come up and say nasty stuff to me, A lot of times they're either drug dealers, pimps, or prostitutes. And people still come in and they try to blame the Portage County sheriffs for being in my house before, where on the 6th day somebody kicked in my door and I'm not even moved in. I went to them to confront them. It's the Fourth Amendment. They go to jail. Miss Hall, what these people are saying they did is illegal. It wasn't any of our officers in your home, nor did we have any knowledge of anybody being in your home. What these people said they did is illegal. It is. It's the Fourth Amendment. Then the Fifth and the Sixth would knock it out too. Right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and have to speak to everyone before they start. That's why that Eric made fun of him on November 18, 22. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people to turn on her, they actually fell for her. Ah! Another guy's like, well, if it's just you, I can fix it. I know it's that bad. They still fell for her. Ah! November 18, 22, 2 to 6 p.m. Walmart 62 by the hair salon. Tape and audio in the hair salon and one right above them. November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical, the nurse taking care of me, to the Lady Canton officer, or some lady officer that was watching me that day. We all heard that Eric make fun of her, or fun of us for falling for this. Nobody else say a word to her again. And said, the lady officer replied, well, that agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. Those men ran experiments on her. They need to realize how not funny this is. Nobody's ever said anything really bad about her before. Because the other ones got caught stating in police protecting cases that they were making everything up because they wanted Auntie Shell and Pavel, the agent's daughter, to get the house. Retired Judge Pete, some kind of family member. Yeah. That's why he picked up the case in Starr County FBI task force. When I lived in Portage County, it should have went to Akron. Out of his jurisdiction, picked it up because it was his kid. He was getting ready to steal from the witness protection program and run this big drug human trafficking scam. And all these people are so stupid, they fall for it and mock me. You know, the Portage County sheriffs are like, we would never be in your home or anybody else's home, nor did we have knowledge of it, Miss Hall. And what these people are saying they did is illegal. It is. I talked to Officer Reinhardt in Louisville. Not even the FBI could be in your home outside a protection like case with statements. They go to jail. It's a Fourth Amendment. Okay. And then November 24, 21, Altman Emergency Room Stat Care on Wales Road in Maslin. Officer in uniform comes in. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her. We don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. They've been telling these people since 18 and 19. They found all the kids lying because they're just documenting games to pretend they had them make up, knowing they were in police protected custody, knowing they sold the login for money, and that they all got caught lying. And still they have people, and they're just mean jokes. And everybody else spoke highly of me. And it was wiped out in 18. And they've told people to knock it off for years that none of this is funny. Sunday, I was in Mesker Spark walking, and some low-life little kids are out there screaming, look, it's Karen's will. She didn't find anybody, and we made sure of it. Well, why would you do that? Because if I get remarried, Dave don't have to pay alimony. Because why? You're not working for Dave. I know that much because Dave don't want to pay alimony. See what I mean? This is just that prostitution ring. That judge and his retired judge and that agent and his family. And those prostitutes having a good time at their victims. They have stolen, they have human trafficked children out from this area. My house manager, Marlisa, her niece got taken. She can even describe the guy that tried to kidnap me. And the people with the earbuds, the big truck guys that follow around harassing, and that they're all in it together. And they're working, trying to grab people. More, they have tried to get more people. And then that agent owing those drug dealers money, bringing them up here and selling other people's children, and then human trafficking and embezzling over $300,000 for my case. You know, a judge in Florida tried this shit. You know what happened? People told on him. And you know what happened? He got 100 years in jail. The one guy that I was talking to that, had the friend and then the thing, whatever, he said a judge in Texas tried this, and when they went to question him, he killed himself. He tried it down there. Another judge tried it, and I forget what happened to him. This is not like the third or fourth time that judges try to human traffic people. And they set up this big scam, and the people in this hot area, it's like, do we live in Stupidville? that there's like Insaneville, that you guys have not one IQ in your head? Huh? You don't have, are you so precious within your heart that you don't have a little brain cell in your head? That it's wrong to human traffic people? That it's wrong to break in and kick in the door and brag you photoshopped a shower scene in the other room? Stalking and then sold videos of it? Oh, and then, and then date rape drug people and lie you had sodium pentothal reports, and then steal from the federal government, and then sell other people's children as human trafficking, and then selling police information and embezzling $300,000 from the federal government. They don't find any of this wrong. I'm just one of their victims they left alive. They run around terrorizing. And these people don't have enough IQ to turn them in. They're that stupid around me. They're literally that stupid. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.